Huge CNBC interview today for Palantir with their CTO, Sham Sankar. They start off hot asking why Palantir is a booming success right now, and Sham lays out the whole foundation of Palantir's success, or at least how he sees it, with the ontology and the early grit and investment that has helped them get to where they are today, but also to the enterprises and making them actually valuable to them as a product. Palantir is positioned well and even brought up their insurance customer taking a 2 week process before, and then reducing that down to only 3 hours. So, a massive time save that Palantir can deliver is making these workflow changes produce massive ROI for the customers, so it's an easier sell. Now, when asking about the mix of their customers too, they're still optimistic on the United States and how Europe is still deer in the headlights, for example. With the United States, they react and get their hands dirty to implement soon, even if it's not so smooth, and try to adopt AI today more quickly. With the effective adoption of a premium product like Palantir, the value found in weeks versus years adds to that pricing power we've heard always talked about with Palantir versus their competitors. And they also got to bring up geopolitical events and government customers and notes all the conflicts around the world and how the United States needs to approach these issues and being able to boost up the US industrial base, which Palantir has been heavily standing behind and trying to accelerate. Where Sham talks about Ukraine, those woes, but they also specifically ask about Israel's conflict when it comes to missile detection and others. But he also circles back to how war is fought through factories, and the United States supply chain when it comes to the military is second to none around the world and is the big advantage for the country. And they ask also too if China has something like a Palantir, but at least to Sham's knowledge, he doesn't see someone similar. And they also got to bring up the election security. Sham did actually do a big picture view here, working around the question, and just notes how they're helping intelligence around the world. So nothing directly about the United States and the election process, but notes how election interference from these foreign bad actors, or at least from Palantir's contribution, the work that they're trying to help mitigate. But this all doubles down to Palantir knowing that others can make the shiny prototype, but getting the real working everyday product is another story and hurdle. And that's what Palantir has done today and accomplished versus their competitors. They have operationalized AI in a real way where use cases are continually being built out and being expanded upon by their customers. And this is no doubt being implemented by the biggest and most important institutions in the world that are finding value, especially in the United States, governmentally and commercially. So, with the current good press and sentiment around the company and the stock itself, it's nice to see leadership out there continuing to spread the word and hitting the hammer down while it's still hot. And hopefully, this leads to more customer inquiries or just getting good PR in general and signs up to further accelerate their business, like those customer numbers that I want. It's definitely interesting to see this current phase of Palantir where we were before, where now the market is looking very favorably on Palantir, believing they will grow into this valuation. Although the other side of the coin there is simply its euphoria and trying to herd into an AI company that has promised and has at least shown those steps to move towards that. So we'll see over the long term how the stock performs, but at least as a business, to me personally, I'm more interested in seeing them actually growing their top and bottom lines over time and seeing those customer counts jump coinciding with this excitement we see today. So a great interview on CNBC, but what are your thoughts below? And I'll see you in the next video.